Just remember, starting now, okay, will leave you in 1 year having these extra skills. Don't think, oh shit, that's too much to learn.
Yeah.
Start now and be thankful later, or don't and be in regret. Because they know the buyer's mind, right? So it's always about understanding the buying, the way it works, and the person. What are their habits when they buy? Okay, cool. So they just bought a cheeseburger. What normally goes with a cheeseburger? Hey, would you like some fries with that? Would you like ice cream with that?
And you're fat.
And you're fat. That's politically incorrect.
And you're big.
And you're large.
And you're large.
And-
Extra
And
large.
your extra large fries with
Anyways.
7 skills you need to run your own business.
And why are we telling you that?
Because, well, we
We try.
we try.
We try.
I mean, it's something that everyone is starting nowadays. Everyone's starting businesses, including ourselves, obviously.
Best time to start a business. As
Best time. Hot damn, hot diggity do damn.
As Patrick Bet David says, it's a joke to be a millionaire.
If you ain't a millionaire now, then you're just literally not breathing. That's
It's not true, but
Wait.
if you try,
wait, are we breathing?
that's well. But if you try, it's easier. So it's very incentivizing to start a business.
Yep.
And actually, when you get into starting a business, you'll realize that you get a lot more better tax returns and breaks and a lot of other things than actually doing a job. So in story short, not going into the financial perspectives, these are the 7 things we thought we actually gained during our journey, which helped us execute better in our business, make more money, deliver more value. And these are the main key 7 things. If I have to tell anyone what you like to know, or what skill set you have to harvest to start a business.
And here, this is like, I think that these skills as well, even if you're not in business or don't want to get in business now, this will help you be the best employee to get better pay rise. This will help you just, even as a person, or knowing these things always helps you become better. Plus, in 5 years' time, you might want to start your own business. So why not start now? Anyway, these are some things that we could start off with.
And I think the number one would be communication and understanding the consumer psychology. So you first need to be able to speak to the person, like understand the language. Obviously, if you're doing business, you need to understand this person. If you speak in English, find an English client. If you speak another language, and if you have that client, try and learn their language if you are trying to expand, but speak the language and communicate and understand, and be actually understanding about the empathy of what their psychology is. If you have a consumer, if you are selling them protein, what their psychology regarding that substance is. If I'm selling them,
what do they think about everything?
what are they thinking? What are their objection points, and what they want out of it? And if you know, you can empathize with them, you can actually communicate better and give those pain points in your speaking, and then they will give you more. It'll give them more trust when they're speaking to you.
Basically, it's just like thinking about the perspective, in simple terms, of thinking about the perspective of their shoes. How do they feel? Why do they want the product?
Yeah.
And then understanding how to be able to, the communication part, like how do I pretty much explain everything to this person that they will understand in the way that they feel. And so, I think it's out of everything here, everyone should know that. But this is the number one skill. And if you are not an expert at it, I think that we are getting closer every day to being better and better. But I still wouldn't say that we're an expert. And yet, it's something that I think so many people I know don't have this skill.
Yeah.
And they don't work on it.
Yeah, and understanding, actually not only communicating like how to speak, but actually understanding the context of them. As you said, the empathy is very important to understand what they're feeling. So you can actually, whatever you say, it's a real communication, not a sales pitch for them.
Yeah.
So they actually end up buying your product, and you can actually provide a better service too. Yeah.
And I think the last thing I'll say on this, because everyone thinks, communication. I do it every day. I talk every day. If you're not purposefully practicing to be better at communication, you're not actually improving your skill.
Yeah.
You're literally just doing the same thing over and over and over. And that's why you know, how many people do you know that?
Are you trying to taunt me?
Hey?
Are you trying to taunt me?
No, I'm not, man. This was legit. I don't mean your vocal, like the way your tone is. I mean, like, hey, man, some guys, like, how many people do you know that are just not good at talking and listening to people? Or it's just because they don't practice being better at it.
Yeah.
So anything you don't practice being better at, practice isn't necessarily practice to make you better. You have to purposefully practice. Yeah. So, number 2, it all ties in together, right? Sales and upselling. You need to know how to, first of all, sales is understanding, again, empathy. It comes into when you sell something, you have to understand how selling works. Always it's a game of, it's going to tie into our last one, right? Why does this person need it? Why would what I say make that person want to buy it? So it's always communication, right? But it's really important to understand the whole game now of how do I increase my sales and volume with like upselling.
Yeah.
So the person is already, you go to McDonald's and you buy something and what do they always say? Anything else? Is there something else you'd like with that? Yeah. They never leave you and stop you there because they know the buyer's mind, right? So it's always about understanding the buying, the way it works and the person. What are their habits when they buy? Okay, cool. So they just bought a cheeseburger. What normally goes with a cheeseburger? Hey, would you like some fries with that? Would you like ice cream with that?
You're fat.
And you're fat. That's politically incorrect.
And you're big.
And you're large.
Extra large.
And your extra large fries with...
Anyways. But sales also goes into like a lot of things like actually bundling products and like selling them, as you said, upselling. Like if you're selling certain product, you bundle with other things as large fries and other things. If you're not doing the commodity, other services, people bundle services. The subscription model can be bundled. Yeah. There's like different trial products can be bundled. There's membership that get bundled. So sales is actually monetizing everything that you can sell and actually presenting it and getting that conversion and upscaling whatever you can, just putting it whatever you have, but at the same time understanding the people and their objections and going with the empathy. So, but at least you're delivering them some values. Yeah. And when the person is paying you, they don't feel like, oh, shouldn't have paid this guy.
No, that's right. I think everything here, every single topic deserves an entire show times 10 on its own.
Yeah.
But just giving you a light insight, there is so much more to everything. And I think with sales, it's always like one thing that I learned is the last thing I'd say about it is you don't have to be, or what is it? That slimy salesperson that tries to get money. It's about, hey man, how can I help you? And then you pay me to help you technically. That's what I consider sales. Yeah. But then you learn the art about, okay, how can I increase this in a way to create and upscale my business? Next, son, is researching. Yeah?
Researching is something very important when you start actually, and also important when you're going on with the business, but it's crucially important when you start. So you actually know what business you're going into, what are the competitors, what's the price margin, how much can you charge, which are the clients, what's the audience demographic looks like, what's going to be your actual budget on everything. So like researching plays a big part about finding out where you are putting your feet into, like is it hot water, is it cold water, so you can adapt before you actually go for the dive and the swim.
Probably the most important thing in the beginning, like you said, because in the beginning you got to find researching allows you to understand who you're communicating to, what is the my audience, customer, who is my competition, what is the product, why is my product good, where can I sell it? Be like the whole Gary Vee story of he's 6 years old learning what streets are the best to go and start. Yeah. So researching is it's a skill. It is not random. It is not like, let me just go on Google. It's a freaking skill to understand where do you search? Yeah. How do you search? How do you understand these things? So it's
one of the most well-paid skill for a business, because if you know how to research properly, you know how to find the better clients, you won't be dealing with people who are giving like $500 for your service. There are people who will pay for the same service $5,000. Yeah. But if you research properly, you can actually pitch to those clients than these people. And if you spend some time in researching, but you find these clients who are going to pay you 10 times more. So you can spend that 9 times that you have left from the first service to in research, then you're actually putting lesser work, but you're actually having bigger list of clients or the audience or where to sell different markets, exploring different markets. Like there's real estate agents who are selling properties for 1 million, and there's people who are selling properties for 50 million too.
That's exactly right.
Finding the markets.
That one guy does one piece of work where the other has to do 50.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the importance is it's always like, hey man, get in there. Do not underestimate it. next is, I think, patience. And
Oh,
patience
that's
is
very important.
well, you said it to me last
Then
night. And I'm like,
learned.
is patience a skill? And it is.
It is definitely a
It's
skill. You
damn
learn it over time and
Yeah.
you practice it, and then it takes a test with you in the business.
Yes.
Patience and what do you call it? Resistance will take
Yeah.
like big test for you. There will be time you'll be up and down. Sometimes you have a lot of money. You feel like, oh, I'm the king. I can travel and I can make money. I can do this and I make money. Oh, I just made $2,000 in like this hours, and then some days it goes like, oh, there's an empty dead,
Yeah.
and clients are falling out. Then your commodities are not working well. Your services are having loopholes. There's a lot of things goes in business. So patience is very important too.
I'm gonna flip it around from patience to aggressive patience. I like the way Andy Frisella put it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was listening to his podcast. This goes like 5 years back, and he said aggressive patience, and I understand now. Obviously, it makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
So aggressive patience in business is okay. I'm not waiting for something. Don't be sorry. Be better. I am not waiting for millions of dollars to rock in my pocket. I'm not waiting for these deals to happen by just sitting down.
Yeah.
I am going to do every damn bit of work possible to make all the things happen.
Yeah.
But I am also going to be understanding that it takes time.
Yeah.
Just like you plant, what's the tallest, I don't know, they call it, I think mustard seed is supposed to be like a massive tree or something. I don't know, whatever it is.
Bamboo,
all this stuff. Like the patience, the aggressive patience is, okay, I'm not sitting there crying, why isn't it coming yet? Why isn't it coming yet? But I am going to understand that, I have to water it every day in order for it to become what it is. A child, I want my child to become 18. I'll feed it as much food as I want, train him as much as I want, but I have to understand 18 years is 18 years.
Yeah.
So it's just, hey, it's a skill. Understand, shit takes time, but don't just, that's the dichotomy. Don't just say, oh, okay, yeah, it takes time. Do what it takes to make it happen.
Like always cover the grounds. Like if some things are falling apart, why is it falling apart? And then try and fix those, but still stay in the patience. Like in business, when you start a business, if you want it to be successful anyways, you'll be always moving.
Yeah.
So that gear will never stop.
That's right.
But you move with patience.
Yeah. I think like, in saying that, all of these things, there's so many hats to wear, right? And I think it's important to understand, hey, this will take time. And in the beginning, you just have to start learning slowly. You start getting a bit of everything. And you might have to come to a place of delegating, which is not added on the list, but that's going to be important.
Yeah.
Start where you can. So.
And the next one would be actually delivering value from your service, like always improving your service, whatever you're offering, delivering the values. This person who you are selling, you should actually know what are you, like, is that actually making their life better?
Yeah.
And whatever skill is it that's delivering the value in that business. If you're a painter, work on that skill, actually deliver better values. If you're a bricklayer, work on that skill, actually deliver better value, faster value, give them new something. If you are a photographer, if you are a videographer, if you are a trainer, like that, just focusing on getting better at delivering whatever value you are delivering in that business.
Trying to think, you're good with words. What would the word be? Because I think we have to, if we condense it into a word, like, there's carelessness and there's, you get what I'm saying, right? Because that's what you're saying. You're basically saying leave everything with like the perfect impression, right? But that's a skill.
Yeah.
That is a skill because you have to really focus on, hey, I'm not just doing this job. I am freaking going to be the best at this job so that you're happy by the time I'm done. And I think that translates into anything and everything you do.
Yeah.
But there's a word. It's something on my tongue, but I can't get it out. Anyway, it'll come. Sorry, I interrupted you. It was just because I feel like it'll put more power to your point. But basically, it's a skill. Like when you deliver the value to someone, it's always any job you do, anything you ever do for someone, think about how will they feel at the end of this product. Like once the agreement's done, the hands are shaken, how are they going to feel? Are they going to feel like, man, Sonny did the world for me. This guy put a lot of effort in there. Or are they going to be like, oh, I don't feel like what I paid for, was what I got. So I think that's a massive thing, and the word will come by the end of it. But it's just about how you view it and understanding that, dude, this is a service someone comes to pay for you for. And the way your business grows is by them being so wowed that they go and tell 20 of the other friends and go, dude, you wouldn't believe what this guy did. And the next time someone talks about a service that you provided for them, they'll think of you in mind.
Yeah.
Resource management.
Resource management ties into when you're running the business, how you're going to resources everything, your time, your money, your people, and your partners as well. Everything is a resource. How are you going to manage them? How much work you're going to delegate to your partners? Some of them can be shit. So you have to choose well. That's also the thing.
Did you look at me and did you say shit and look me in the eyes?
No, we're not business partner. But it's not an LLC yet. But time, money, budget, everything is a resource. So you have to really see allocating like how many hours I'm putting into this business. If you're a full-time employee and then you're doing a business, then you have to see how many hours you put in here. If you are maybe you have two businesses you're trying to do, which is sometimes not advisable, but you can maybe testing waters and A/B testing and which one's going better. Then you still have to see how much time you could put in one and how much time you put in B. And you also have to see how much money you're putting into this business. Like, are you putting everything in and nothing is going to come out in 1 year? How are you going to survive for the next 6 months? And these are things like if you have, suppose, 20K in your business account and you're spending the first 6 months everything in the marketing, then you won't have, if you don't get leads, you won't survive. Your business is going to dry. So resource management comes in, like you have to see everything like what do I have? These people, this much money, this is my time frame, and how do I use it wisely? And I think in resource management and the people also can come the delegation, like what can you delegate to who? And they can do it for some, trade that time and money. So if you give them a bit of money, you can save time to think about more important things.
That's right. I think the word resourcefulness itself is the skill. I think resourcefulness
is generating that resource. Resource management is managing that resource.
Yeah. And I think it's understanding as well, like, hey, okay, how do I make the best of what I have? Right? And I think they're both tied in together.
Yeah. So management can be whatever we have, we use it effectively. And I think resourcefulness can be added with it. So you actually get more resources. So if you don't have money, raise capital. Who can I reach to raise capital? And if you don't have a better strategist partner, get a better partner. Like this, be more resourceful can tie into resource management and resourcefulness. They're two things maybe.
Definitely.
But they're a bit different at the same time.
Listen, Dad.
All right, last one.
Next one is
that's the most important skill. I think you need to learn, even if you're doing a business or a job, anything, like this skill has helped me everywhere, starting different businesses.
And Sunny is a GODD when it comes to this.
But problem solving is so important. Like sometimes some problems people can spend way much money, then you can solve it so much easier with a better result. So it's not only about just solving the problem more effectively than other people and solving it in a better time frame. And that pays in everywhere. And how to practice it as a skill is actually just thinking about things. Like I like to think like what's the gaps you can find and how you can fix those things. All right, if this is working like this is a whole call. Look at the bigger picture and see what can be fixed in those things. And start with writing a lot of business plans. I've written like so many business plans. Start with writing business plans, and that gives you a perspective. Like if you start with a one, you'll know like, okay, the basic structure is competitors and revenue and income and your streams to go out, streams to come in. But if you start writing with these, it puts you in that gear of problem solving, and then you can think about even minute problems. Like running in the business, minute problems can be, suppose you have one staff leaving your business, and that staff is very important. That's a problem. At that point, how do you solve that problem? So if you have practiced that enough, you would know that, okay, to solve this problem, I can, for temporary, delegate this work to this
It's places. A freaking skill, man, and people don't.
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. You have to put it in, but you don't have to get panicking about it when there's complex problems happen. Because in business, they will happen a lot, but you just have to like really think calmly and just do it.
It's just one of those things, man. Like people overestimate all of these things here. Every single thing on the list is something you can purposefully work on. And so I think like problem solving and creativity is one that people would probably say, but how do I work on problem solving? And exactly like you just said, you've created how many business plans, you've had to, someone's presented you with a problem and you've had to fix the problem. And so all of a sudden you get better at it, right?
Yeah, you just fix a few problems, then next problem, and then next problem.
And I never used to be creative. In fact, I used to be very blunt. I was just straightforward, boring in the sense of the way I would think. And I realized that the more and more I used to think of, hey, how would I fix this? How would I do that? How would I do this? All of a sudden, I'm like, whoa, shit, man. It's a natural thing.
It's a muscle. You train that muscle.
No, it is. It's all of it is a muscle, right?
Yeah.
And I think to end this all off is like, if you want to learn more about it, if you want an actual topic on how to create these things, just give us a DM, hit us up on Instagram or give us a comment down on YouTube, and we'll definitely make something here. But I think that it's always about understanding, hey, this is going to take time. This takes time to learn. There's so much, and this is just the 7. I think the ones that we think are probably most important. And there's so many other little things, but just remember, starting now, okay, will leave you in 1 year having these extra skills. Don't think, oh shit, that's too much to learn.
Yeah. Start
now and be thankful later, or don't and be in regret. So.
Yep, and it's just not only for business. This will, even if you just want to do your job for the next 10 years, you'll climb that ladder like so quick. Like,
oh, damn.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding.
If you have a business owner mindset, everything you take more personally when you do the job, and then it will show in your work, and it'll help you everywhere. So it's really, these skills are like very essential.
Done. So all this is going to be on the blog again if you want to get some more. So just go to surftosuccess.com/business skills, and you'll find all the details there.
Yep, maybe write biz skills will be shorter.
BIZ skill with an S. Young, ripping, hip hop, hip, solve it to success.
Baby with the best.
Ciao.